Welcome to this edition of The Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. We have a great show in store for you today with an outstanding lineup of guests. We get our show started today by talking with Susan DeMarco. She is the outreach librarian with New Hanover County Library. She tells us about the programs and the services that they offer at the library. Next, we welcome Michael Bowen. He is a PE teacher at Myrtle Grove Middle School and tennis coach at Hoggard High School. He was recently awarded the 2015 United States Tennis Association North Carolina High School Coach of the Year honor. We will learn a little about him and how he got into coaching. And finally, Scott Spike joins us to talk about the upcoming Star Party, which will take place on April 15th. He is the Associate Vice President of the Cape Fear Astronomical Society and will share all the details about the event. We've got a great edition of The Forum for you today, and we'll get started right after this short break.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. And now she's holding on for dear life. Her kids can see she may have broke her knees. They still love her though she looks like she's attacked by killer bees. I'm allergic. Prove you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Yeah, you. Are you the weakest link at your bus stop? Because you don't know the bus stop safety rules. When riding on the bus, stay in your seats. Don't stick anything out the windows. Listen to the bus driver. Follow his or her directions. Talk quietly with your friends. Don't throw things in the bus. Safety and the big yellow bus keeps everyone safe and sound.
You don't know about the most important thing is where most fires start. It's right in your kitchen. If a kitchen fire starts, don't go running around. Get out of that house, get on safe ground. Only parents should be cooking on the stove, and they should never leave what they're cooking unattended to. Pot holders, dish towels, paper towels, and especially clothing. They should all be kept away from the burners. Gotta be cool. Be cool about fire safety.
My next guest is Susan DeMarco, and she's the outreach librarian for the New Hanover County Public Library. And we're here today to talk about National Library Week. Fill us in on some of the details.
Okay, so National Library Week started back around 1958, and it's a national time to recognize the importance of libraries in your community. So this year we are just encouraging people to come out to the library. It starts April the 10th. And just see all the exciting services that libraries have to offer. They've changed a lot over the years, and if you don't have a library card, it's a great time to come in and get one.
What do we need to get a library card?
So library cards are free to all New Hanover County residents.
That's good.
Right, so it's your tax dollars at work. All you need to do is bring in 2 forms of ID, picture ID, and then something that has your current local address on it.
Okay. Do we have a lot of library cards out there?
Yes, the exact number escapes me, but we're very pleased with the percentage.
You would say it's an active service?
It's a very active service, yes.
What's new with the libraries?
So many things are new now in terms of programming, so things you can physically go in the library and do. We have more programs for children than ever.
Good.
We have reading to dogs as part of our therapy for the dogs, and the children love it. Then we also have a new program for adults that is kind of interesting to me. It's called Color for Calm, and it takes place on Thursday afternoons at 2:30 at our Northeast Library. It's the whole idea that you love to color as a kid, and it has benefits as an adult. So it's for adults to sit down and just see how relaxed you can get by coloring.
And that's really popular right now with all the coloring books. I personally think they're a little hard. I'd like them to be a little bit easier.
Yes.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so then also what's really exploding in libraries are our digital services, all the things you can access from home, things that I personally love using. My favorite right now is One Click Digital. So if you love audiobooks, you can download the app, and you can, with your library card, check out books, have them delivered instantly to your phone or tablet, and listen to your books for 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it is wonderful.
That's a hidden secret.
Yes.
That's very cool.
We also have Flipster, which are some online magazines. Again,
Okay.
you can download the app or you can do it on your computer. So you're looking at these beautiful full-color magazines you can just flip through, and you just need your library card. We also have some music you can download for free through Freegal.
Okay.
Again, just need your library card. And those songs are actually from the Sony Music Store, and you get to keep those forever and ever.
Wow.
Once you download them. So-
Library's really up and coming.
Definitely.
And we have a new branch.
Yes.
Or a new space.
Exactly. So our Carolina Beach branch was actually further back on the island in a small little community building. It has now moved closer to the bridge in the Food Line Shopping Center. It's a nice, beautiful space, completely renovated, full service library with an amazing children's area that was completely renovated, and now a dedicated staff person out there doing children's programming as well, Mary Kleinfeld.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. We talked about the Flipster and the One-Click Digital. What else is out there to help check out books? I mean, do you see long lines or?
So when you're actually physically in the library now, we have self-checkouts at all of our locations. So it works just like it does in the grocery store.
So you just swipe your card and then swipe the
your
book?
card and swipe your book. And
Gives
then,
you a
of
little
course,
printout that tells you when it's due?
gives you the printout or gives you the option to email it.
Oh, so you don't even have to waste the paper.
Exactly.
Very nice. Book sale. Tell us about the book sale.
So the book sale is coming up in April. It'll be the first 2 weekends in April.
Okay.
And they're doing it now just on those 2 weekends. So during the week it won't be active, but check it out on the weekends. It's becoming more and more popular every.
And where will that happen?
That is at our Northeast Regional Library on Military Cutoff.
So do all the branches send what they want to?
Yes. So it's a combination of books that we have discarded from our collection to make room for new ones, and then books donated from the community.
What happens with the proceeds of the book sale?
So by and large, the Friends of the Library handle those funds,
Okay.
and then they, of course, share them with the library to do some nice things like purchase new books, and then also to help fund some innovative staff programs.
Oh, very good. Tell us a little bit more about some of the programs for kids.
So we have so much going on. For preschoolers, we have a new Messy Hands Toddler Art. That's the first and third Thursday of the month. So you can take your toddler in and let them get messy with finger paint or
Fun.
whatever medium we have, and then you don't have to clean up the mess.
There you go.
So that's exciting. And then our story times are ongoing. I teach a yoga story time on Fridays that's ongoing.
Yoga story time. Tell me more.
Yes, so I'm also a yoga instructor
Okay.
and a mom of a toddler. So what we do is it's about 30 minutes. We read a story, we sing some songs, and we act a story out through yoga poses. So if there's a dog in the story, we do down dog.
Okay.
If you're in a boat, we do boat pose and sing row, row, row your boat.
And are the kids alongside mom trying to do these things?
Yes.
Oh, that must be.
So it's a
very
combination
funny.
of the, depending on, I have babies, so sometimes it's the moms just moving the babies,
Okay.
other times it's the moms holding the babies. Then you have your toddlers, and then you have your preschoolers who can really follow and do amazing things.
They must love it.
It's a lot of fun.
Very good.
The other new thing we've started on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock is a Spanish play group. So I'm not fluent in Spanish, but I'm working on it. I can sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So it's for kids to come out and be exposed to Spanish language. So we have native speakers of Spanish as well as those who just want to know more about Spanish.
Very good. Any other hidden secrets?
Oh my goodness, so many little things happening every day. Mr. Scooter out at the Myrtle Grove Library does some nice stop animation with the kids. We have film club with the older kids. He has a teen fashion show coming up.
Really?
And all those details are online. Last year was a huge hit. It was the first one. The teens made clothes out of discarded book materials.
You're kidding me.
It was pretty amazing.
And did you have it at the library?
Yes, it was at the Northeast Library in our large painter room.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool
So I
things
just-
happening at the library.
Exactly. I just encourage everyone to look at the website, just look through the calendar, call any of the desk, and just ask what's going on, and because there's so much more.
Sure. And how do we jump onto the website?
So the website is just nhclibrary.org,
Easy enough.
and there's a link for the calendar.
Okay. Susan, thank you very much. Learned a lot today about the library that I didn't know.
Great.
And we'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
What gets you moving?
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
You'll have more energy to do the things you like to do.
And that's a slam dunk.
Whether you like to shoot hoops,
Kick the soccer ball around.
or ride your bike
moving every day puts you on the offense.
towards a stronger you.
So be a player.
Move it your way and be a player.
Get up, play, and move it your way.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
That's www.letsmove.gov. It's very important listening to people because, you know, like not that many people have someone that, you know, that'll really listen to them.
Teenagers, kids, no matter what age you are, you still need help from someone older and wiser.
Young adults need older people to guide them.
You always need friends to help you get through all the hard moments in life. That's probably the thing I'll need most is friendship.
My next guest is Michael Bowen. He is the Hoggard High School tennis coach and a PE teacher at Myrtle Grove Middle School. And this year he was awarded the 2015 United States Tennis Association North Carolina High School Coach of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell us how you got into coaching.
It started when I was young. I had some tennis courts built right across from our house.
Oh, there you go.
And it, you know, went from playing in the juniors to high school to playing in college. And then once I became an educator, it was just kind of a natural process to get into high school coaching.
Gotcha. How long have you been teaching high school and where?
I have been at Hoggard High School for 10 years with the boys program, and then in 2006, or rather 2009, I took over the girls program.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
All right. Tell us about your different challenges, boys versus girls.
Well, that can be a difficult question. I think if I had to narrow it down to just a few challenges, with the boys, they tend to, it takes longer to develop a chemistry with them coming together as a team, and with the girls, not so much. But then with the girls, you know, their challenges are to stay highly competitive, because in tennis you have players that are at the top of the lineup that need to be your best players, and you have players at the bottom, and sometimes it's a challenge to get them to realize that I'm looking for them to be extremely competitive. And so those would be the two different challenges, I think.
Gotcha. And they're two different seasons.
And they're two different seasons.
So you
yes.
get to hang at Hoggard all year long?
It is an 8-month job.
What do you think is a key ingredient for you to being a successful coach?
I think, as I alluded to, I think probably one of the key ingredients is that you've got to develop a rapport early on with your athletes. And I think once they understand that you know your craft and you've got a program in place that will make them a better player, then they'll be vested in the program, and that's what's going to lead to success.
Okay. What kind of advice would you give parents that want their children to be involved in high school tennis?
I would say start early. Tennis is a difficult sport to master. It's still an individual sport. Early on, I would tell parents that there are plenty of programs here in Wilmington that kids can get involved with. They're called Quick Start Tennis. It's small courts, small rackets. And it's extremely fun, and it has to be fun. That's got to be the key component early on. And I think as an elementary school kid, if you get involved with those introductory programs, then that will kind of catapult you into playing tennis and have a love for tennis.
Do you think that those opportunities are limited to parents that have a lot of resources, or are you aware of parents or programs rather that are out there for someone who doesn't even have a 2-parent household? Because tennis is expensive and lessons are expensive.
If you were to ask me in my career, 20 years ago, I would have said it's still a real affluent sport. Today, there are plenty of programs, there are plenty of clubs that are putting on programs where you can come in. You don't have to be affiliated with the club, and you could come in and you can play free of charge. Once you get into playing junior tennis, it's still somewhat of an affluent sport. You still have to have the money to get into the tournaments. You still have to travel. So that part of the puzzle still needs to be worked on.
Okay. And then working with high school families, no doubt you see some helicopter parents. What kind of effect do you see on your players?
I've been fortunate at Hoggard that my parents have let me coach, let me make the mistakes, and let me learn from my mistakes. I've talked to many coaches across the state that hadn't been their good fortune. If I had to give any advice to parents in regard to being labeled helicopter parents, is be mindful to stay away from the practices, especially at the high school level. Let the coach practice, and be mindful that when you criticize coaches to your son or daughter, they bring that to practice, and that is that can railroad the chemistry of a team more than anything. So just be mindful. Try to let the coach do his job, even if you don't agree with him or her, and just be supportive.
Good advice. So you were awarded the USTA High School Coach of the Year. What does that mean to you?
Well, a few months ago when I accepted the award up in Pinecrest, my first comments were that, I think individual success is proportionate to the success of those you associate with, and that's what it's been for me. I've been fortunate enough to develop relationships with coaches and parents and players, and those are the ones who nominate you. So what it means to me is I just made some good choices and friends.
So you were nominated by parents, other coaches and players? Is that how it works?
Parents and players, that's how it works.
That's even more impressive.
So, and again, I think I was fortunate enough to make some really good decisions over my career.
Especially your players.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
What else keeps you busy?
Well, as we talked about, the girls and the boys are in 2 different seasons, so 8.
You don't get to stop much.
A few weeks here and there, but it's a full-time job, and I've enjoyed it.
And you have some new courts at Hoggard.
And we have some new courts at Hoggard, and
because the old ones were bad.
They were bad, and it just makes it that much more enjoyable to go out there and play on safe courts.
Good. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time to come in and talk with us.
Thanks for having me.
I'll return in just a few minutes after these messages.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
You think you're invincible. I started out taking 1 to 2. I ended up taking 7 to 10. Nothing goes the way that people expect it to go. You don't remember things you're doing. Your body hurts. I would wake up sometimes, like shaking. You're just worn down. It's physically painful. Once I hit my absolute bottom, I just wanted to die. I see a lot of people now that aren't in the hole as deep as I am, but they're making choices that could take them there one day.
There are so many fun things we all can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Oh, here we go.
Let's stretch in the grass.
What a play.
Let's play tag.
Wow, unbelievable.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Everyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
My next guest is Scott Spike, Associate Vice President with the Cape Fear Astronomical Society. And Scott's here today to talk to us about the statewide Star Party. Tell us about the statewide Star Party. I was like, what is this?
Well, it's an event that's organized by UNC's Moorhead Planetarium and Science Center, and it's part of the NC Science Festival that runs from April 8th through the 24th.
Okay.
And there are 51 statewide star parties happening throughout the state. The Carolina Beach event is just one of those. There's a great calendar on the ncsciencecenter.org website.
Okay.
And you can find all the other events. The bulk of them are happening on April 8th and 9th for the star parties. Our event is on April 15th because we didn't want to conflict with the Azalea Festival.
Good idea. So tell me about what it's going to look like at Carolina Beach on the 15th.
Sure. Well, you'll drive up and you know, it's at Carolina Beach State Park, which is near the intersection of Dow Road and Carolina Beach Road. So if you come off of Carolina Beach Road, it'll be just ahead on your right there. And you pull in and park, and you'll see it's going to be relatively dark because we're trying to show people the stars and the sky.
Sure.
But we'll have a variety of events set up. The Carolina Beach State Park staff will be there. The staff from the Cape Fear Museum will be on site. They'll actually be bringing a planetarium with them, which is going to be great. And they'll have a variety of stargazing activities, some take-home paperwork and things that you can take with you. And we'll also have the Cape Fear Astronomical Society that I'm with. We'll have telescopes and some folks on site to show everybody things and answer questions.
What time do things start that day?
They start at 7 p.m. and run through 10.
Okay. Is there a fee?
There is not a fee. It's free, open to the public, and we encourage everybody to
just
come
got
out
to
and
get
have a
yourself
great
to
time.
Carolina Beach.
That's right. Yeah, it's a fun, pretty inexpensive evening out of the house.
Now, does your group have any kind of role in the statewide process, party?
Well, the Moorhead Planetarium is organizing the overall program. We're basically bringing our interests and expertise to the Carolina Beach event. So we're mostly going to be represented.
And if everybody else seems to be holding theirs on the 8th and 9th, you could get a crowd at yours as well.
Absolutely.
Some folks could do both.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
It would
There's
be.
a variety of events even in the southeast corner of the state that would be a lot of fun.
Any heads up on what visitors might be able to see through the telescopes that night?
Well, we will have them pointed at a variety of objects in the solar system and beyond. So the moon should be in a pretty good phase at that point. Jupiter should be easy to see, and then we'll probably have them pointed at a few other objects that people may not be used to seeing in their backyard so often.
Gotcha. Now, if we have some folks that are interested in the Astronomical Society, where do you meet? How do people get involved?
Well, we meet at the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wilmington, which is on Lake Avenue, right across the street from Roland Grice Middle School. In the front fellowship hall there, we're on the first Sunday of every month at 7 p.m. we start.
Okay.
And so we have a meeting, cover a little club business, and then we also have a presentation every meeting. It varies from month to month, but you can find the exact meeting dates if we happen to move for a holiday or something like that. And also a summary of the presentation on our website, which is capefearastro.org.
Are you always looking for new members?
Well, absolutely, yes. We're looking for new members for sure, and also people who are interested in doing presentations if they have anything that they'd like to say. But yes, visitors are welcome at any of the meetings for no charge. If you wanted to be a member, for individuals it's $20 a year, for families it's $25, and that gets you access to some of the other club resources. We have a variety of observing sites around the area and things like that where you can get away from the city lights and see a lot more. So.
Any tips for visitors?
Well, when you're coming to the Star Party, there are two things I would say. One is we're in mid-April, so it's hard to say exactly what the weather will be like.
True.
But even if it's warm in the daytime, the temperatures can fall off quickly, and so I'd say just dress warmly so that you'll be comfortable and you can focus on enjoying everything. The other tip would be that, like I said, when you arrive, it'll probably be pretty dark. Your eyes will be used to seeing the headlights and everything in your car, and so when you get out, just be careful. But since the moon will be out, it shouldn't take but just a couple minutes and your eyes will adjust and you should be able to get around just fine. The other thing is if you bring a cell phone, a lot of people have a smartphone these days, or if you have a flashlight, just be aware that every time you look at that, or if you have a flashlight, if you point it up above the ground, you're kind of readjusting your eyes back to brighter light, and it can take a few minutes for you to readjust again. So if you're adjusted to the dark, you'll be able to see a lot more when you're looking up at some of the stargazing activities.
Is the statewide star party something that has been happening for years, or is this an inaugural one?
I don't remember exactly when it started. It has been going for several years. There was one last year that I believe we had nearly 700 attendees at Carolina Beach. And some of the ones at the Moorhead event in Chapel Hill, I think they had a few thousand people up there. So they're very well attended. We always get oohs and ahs from everybody at a variety of the activities, from the planetarium to the constellation tours, and I think down to the person when you look in the telescope. It's a pretty amazing view.
It is very cool. I've been fortunate enough to be to that planetarium at least twice. So,
well, great.
So, April 15th, Carolina Beach State Park, starting about 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Dress warm or bring layers just in case.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much, Scott.
All right, thank you.
We'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
So, April.
Yeah?
You know your charger's still using energy when it's plugged into the wall, right?
Yeah, but that's not my charger. I don't even have a cell phone.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
Where's my husband? Where's my
Driver
husband?
at a stop.
How's she doing? 2,
She was
3.
a passenger. So I was T-boned on the passenger side.
We just had some wine. I wasn't even drunk. I was just buzzed.
What? You were just buzzed? Well, sir, you didn't tell us that. In that case, she's just fine.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Really?
No, not really.
Buzz driving. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. To find out more about the events happening at our local library, you can visit the website at www.nhclibrary.org. The Star Party will be held on April 15th at Carolina Beach State Park from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. For more information, go to their website at capefearastro.org. And finally, if you ever have any questions about the topics we discussed here on our show today, please call the school system's public relations office at 254-4180 or check out the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. I'm Sheila Evans. Thanks for joining me today.